Hey there, friends! Got a Bluey reaction for you!
So Hansel and Gretel returned home
Ooh,
and lived happily ever after.
it's a fairy tale.
Wow, that was a wild ride.
Sure. Are fairy tales true or not true?
Well, what do you mean by true?
Good
Did they
question.
happen for real life?
Well, no.
You?
But they've got true things in them.
Like what?
Like, it's not good to be greedy and stuff.
Yeah, there's always a lesson for these fairy tales, right? But the thing is, it seems like fairy tales do take some of the real, some of the fake, you put it together, and you get your fairy tale. Like, look at me. I could be in a fairy tale, you know? The tuna that became real. And the thing is, tunas are real. I'm a real fairy tale.
And if you're brave and honest, things will work out.
Oh,
Yeah, there's always a
Hey,
story
you
like
wanna hear
that.
a fairy tale that is true?
Yes, please.
It's about a
Ooh.
mean brother who ends up good, and it's got a curse in it, and even a princess.
Well, who's the brother,
Did it
though?
happen for real life?
Yep. You know how I know?
How?
Because it happened to me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fairy tale.
Hold on, are we getting like a flashback story to what happened? So, involving Bandit's brother is gotta be Stripe, right? So I wonder what happens.
This story's set a long
Oh, how
time
long
in
ago?
a place called the 80s.
The 80s?
That's me when I was 10 years old.
Young Bandit! Oh, he's so cute! He's got the mullet too, the mullet that he tried to grow back, but Wendy cut it off. Oh my goodness, we got Young Bandit. He's so cute.
On holiday with your Uncle Rad and Uncle Stripe.
Oh wait, it got even better.
That's me when I was
It
10
got
years
even
old.
better.
On holiday with your Uncle Rad and Uncle Stripe.
Look at them. They're so small, but I love how Rad still has like the hair and everything, but oh, this is so cute.
Hang on, where's your helmet?
This was
Oh,
the
wait.
80s, man. There were no helmets. It was a wild place. Trampolines had no nets.
Everything was just way more
Everything was
dangerous.
seats were high, music was on cassettes, and skids were big.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. It's like people remember the 80s and back then for having like less safety and whatnot. So yeah, people didn't wear helmets. Things were a bit more dangerous. Things were different back then. So for Bandit, he didn't follow his rules, but the kids today, they gotta wear helmets and everything, but they always talk about the before times when everything wasn't so safe, you know?
Good skid, Rat.
Aww.
Can't skid, Stripe.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. And Mum wants you.
Huh?
Made you look, you dirty chook. Ha ha! Suffer!
You dirty chook. But also the difference in the voices between Bandit and Stripe, though. Bandit sounded so deep, like, ha ha, I made you look, you dirty chook. Oh. What is a chook?
You're teasing Stripe.
Oh.
That's mean.
I told you, this fairy tale's about a mean brother.
So he's the mean brother.
I was about to learn my lesson.
Wow.
Make me. Hey, Stripe, your wheels are turning.
Huh? Ah.
Oh.
I made you look, you dirty chook. Jinx.
Oh, the jinx. I wonder what the jinx is because, you know, before people, or nowadays, people are like, Jinx, you owe me a soda, something like that. But the jinx can be anything, basically. But everybody sounds so different. And also, it's crazy that the parents are teaching their kids, like, oh yeah, you can't be teasing. But back then, the parents themselves were teasing. Everybody was a kid once, and everybody learned their lessons to teach their kids. Oh, the VCR.
Okay, in the 80s, if two people said the exact same word,
People
at
still
the
do
exact
jinx
same
today.
time, like, one of you would yell out, Jinx,
Jinx.
which meant you had 10 seconds to touch them.
Oh,
Turn.
what happens if you fail? Look at all these 80s things. There was one dog wearing like Speedos and everything, but I did love how for the 80s to pause the flashback, it was a VCR effect. Like when you pause a VCR, like a VHS tape, like it does that. Like they really had to insinuate. They really had to like say, "Hey, we're in the 80s. Remember VCRs?"
Didn't touch him in that 10 seconds. They'd say,
Scant.
Skint?
then you could never speak again.
Oh.
Speak forever and ever.
Nope, you were cursed.
Wow.
The only thing that could break the curse was if someone said your name.
Are they playing?
Do you want me to say your name?
Oh, yeah, okay, so that's how Jinx works. I didn't know about the whole 10-second thing, but you can be jinxed into not saying your name or whatever like that, but the only way to break the curse is that the other person says your name. But also, are they playing Double Dragon or something like that? I think they might be playing Double Dragon. Bluey's Dragon.
Okay, Bandiddums. Ha! Can't you just say your own name?
Nope, you're not allowed to speak.
What happens if you do speak?
Oh, well.
You get hit,
I
right?
tell you, but
What? That's terrible.
Oh, is
I
it?
told you, the 80s was a wild place.
Oh.
Being cursed was not a lot of fun when you're on holiday.
So I take it that, you know, it must be worse than getting hit. So it could either mean like a wet willy where they stick a finger that's been in your mouth in somebody's ear, maybe a wedgie, but these dogs don't wear pants. So it has to be something worse than getting like hit or something like that, like getting punched in the arm. But look at the arcade table. You can tell this is definitely the 80s because everything on the menu is cheap. 50-cent ice cream, $3 menu? What store has ice cream for 50 cents nowadays?
Kids, do you want your fish battered or crumbed?
Also, is that Chris?
What about you? Come on, speak up. He wants
Oh.
crumbed. Okay.
He loves crumb. Don't you, Ban
Oh.
Dishwasher?
Man dishwasher.
I hated crumbed.
Is that fish and
Want
chips?
any cereals? He did. Right, you
Oh.
get over here.
Oh! No freaking way. They did not show this in Bluey, did they? La Chancla! The mother with La Chancla! The most powerful weapon in the household. A mother with La Chancla. When they take off the slipper and they start running after you, you know that would hurt. I'm surprised they actually showed that. But poor Ban Dishwasher, it really stinks. He can't talk, so he's getting all the blame.
Gee, Nana was a bit mean.
Yeah, it was the 80s. Mums were allowed to be mean.
Is that...
And dads weren't much
Is-
help either.
Let's see who can shout the loudest.
Okay.
Oh,
Kids, keep it down.
is that Mort, right? I'm trying to get this right. Is that no, that's not Mort. That's Chili's grandfather, right? Bob? Is that Bob? I'm trying to make sure I get the names of all these dogs over here, but I love how Dishwasher's excuses. Yeah, it's the 80s. Things were different. These things can't happen because 80s.
What do you want, Stripe? Brad, Gerald,
get even-
whatever your name is.
Whatever your name is.
What's he on about?
Brad jinxed him. He can't talk until someone
Doesn't
says his
even
name.
know.
Right. So you
Your
want me
own
to say your
son's
name
name?
so you can talk again. Well, you're dreaming, mate.
Oh.
You know what I call this? I call it a good start. How do I jinx it so none of you can talk?
Dad.
Is it like this?
Oh my goodness. It's the 80s. Dads can be mean to their own kids, basically, but I find this a good way of just, you know, letting everybody know, like, you know, parents do watch this, and I'm pretty sure parents who grew up in the 80s will be like, oh yeah, this is exactly what happened. Not for me, though. I didn't grow up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. So, when do we get a 90s episode? And I'll be like, oh yeah, this is what happened when I was in the water.
Ooh, I was never going to talk again. No one was going to say my name.
I'm not going to say your name.
What?
I think this will do you some good.
Wow.
Little brother.
Oh.
can't tic-tac, right?
Tic Tac.
My turn now.
Now it is.
Oh, hogging.
Stack. This is a chance for you to have a good think about it.
Wow. But the thing is, Ban Dishwasher really is doing a good job with the game, like not talking and everything. if he were truly a bad kid, he would have just talked and talked and talked, breaking the rules and everything, right? But no, he's following the rules of the game. And it's crazy hearing your parents say, oh, I'm not gonna say your name, you're not gonna talk, you're gonna learn from this. Like, the thing is, parents, when they were younger, harsh, very harsh. Because, you know, these are first time parents, you know, growing up with two brothers and everything. So when they grow older, they tend to like chill out more, mellow out more. But when they were younger, they're still learning how to be parents. So they're doing everything they can. So they're like, ban dishwashers being quiet. I'm using this as my opportunity to like teach them a lesson by making them stay quiet.
Nana was right. Not about a perm, but about me. I haven't been a very good brother to Stripe.
Aw, baby Stripe.
So, when did the curse get broken?
The very next morning, actually.
Actually, never. The curse never broke. I just decided to just talk right now. The curse has been broken up until my marriage with Chili. I never talked at all. It would have been funny if he said, oh, the curse never got broken. He's still jinxed to this day.
I was on my way to the shower block to clean my
Not the 80s hat.
It was the 80s.
Even Bingo understands.
Ow!
Stripe had taken a shortcut to the toilets and got stuck in the prickles.
Aww.
So you could tell him you won't help him unless he says your name. Oh yeah.
You're right. I could have done that.
But I just love how literally they're like, really by yourself? You were out by your, but we can't do that today. Thing is, times were very different right now, but now that the news reports more dangers of the world outside, it's just that back in the 80s, a lot of this stuff wasn't reported on the news. Like, these things just happened. Kids could free roam by themselves when they were like 10 or something. Nowadays, because everybody's aware of the news on the internet and they only talk about the bad stuff on the news, you have to be under strict supervision. You can't go out by yourself. What if this happens? What if that happens? Times were very different back then. People learned too much. Here we are.
So did you?
No, I just helped him.
Hey. Now that's a good brother.
Bandina.
Not a bandina.
And even then, he didn't say your name.
That's brother's kid. To tell you the truth, I was proud of him.
Aww.
Who broke the curse?
The thing is, this episode really represents how brothers act. That's literally brothers right there, that no matter what, they will still continue teasing you no matter what. Like, you can be nice to one, but they will go back to their usual selves. Like, afterwards, they'll still be teasing you, bothering you, all that stuff. You do one nice thing, it's not gonna change anything. Brothers will be brothers. It's just how it works, I guess.
Well, remember I said this fairy tale has a princess?
Oh.
Sheila.
Is that little Chili? And she's in a costume? Is she LARPing? Is she LARPing? To those who don't know, LARPing is basically what you do, like a fantasy setting. It's basically like a live action RPG where you do like everybody dresses up in costume and talks and does a quest and stuff like that. Like, you're like wizards fighting each other, doing like these wars and whatnot. I was not expecting Chili to be a LARPer.
Is that Mum?
That's Mum.
What?
Don't listen to him. It wasn't me.
Wait, what?
Don't listen to her. It was.
Well,
But wait.
look, it might have been. We did used to go on holidays to that caravan park.
But wait, who
That's
was that
close,
then?
I've got no memory of that happening.
Oh, it's
Oh.
like a dagger in my heart.
How did you know your name?
It was written on my hat.
It's the 80s. Things were just written everywhere, I guess. I do love the period, though. Bandit healer. Period. But is that Chili? Was that not Chili? I don't know, but I just want to know, is Chili a LARPer or not? Did she dress up in geeky costumes? I need to know.
Wow.
Either way, it's a good story.
But is it true or not
I want to know. Is it?
Well, I guess you have to decide.
What?
Do you believe in fairy tales?
They left it open-ended?
Here you go. Thanks.
Or?
See you later.
Aww. Young oh, that's so cute, but it's like, I need to know, did this really happen or did not? I'm gonna say it does because that's really cute. It's like, yeah, they could have met this way. Or they could have met like on some, like, or maybe they were adventuring somewhere they met each other, but what we have here is Geeky Chili meeting a young bandit. Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah. See you later.
Ah, what a crazy episode, though. I was not expecting an episode, like a flashback in the 80s, though. Back in the 80s, things were different. And yeah, what Bandit says pretty much was true because back then things were very different. There was less supervision, things were made differently, rules were not strict enough. So yeah, people were just doing anything these days. And just hearing Bandit's like time in the 80s, like especially with Chris, you know, that Nana Chris, like literally picking up La Chancla, going after Bandit. I'm like, no way, that's real. That is real right there. Parents do that. When you bring out La Chancla, you run in fear. That is the most powerful thing in the household you have to stay away from. When you're in trouble, you know La Chancla is coming. I'm surprised they were able to show that on Disney, you know, like on Disney Plus. Unless the scene has been removed on Disney Plus, but yeah, that's a scene right there that just shows that, yeah, Nana Chris was about to hit Bandit Dishwasher with a slipper. But yeah, there was a lot of things like the styles were different, everybody was dressing differently. Bandit going around wearing like the same kind of hat that Snickers was wearing, like the big hat, but not, yeah, it looks like a similar hat that Snickers wear, but not as big, you know? Like, Bandit's hat was bigger. But I really hope that's how Bandit and Chili met. Like, that was cute. I love how Bandit just left it open-ended. Like, Bandit remembers that happening, Chili doesn't. So it's like, I think it's more of the fans to decide, like, is that how they met? Is that not how they met? But I was hoping for a confirmation. I really want to know if that's how they met because that's really cute, though. But it was really, it just shows how different the parenting styles were back in the 80s to today. Now, after years of like aging, going through other kids and stuff like this, it's like once you become grandparents, it's a whole different thing. You've chilled out, you're mellowed out, and everything you learned as a kid, you teach to your kids when they start growing up. So everything crazy that Bandit Healer did back then, he learned from that and became a better dad to Bluey and Bingo. It just shows how, like, this episode really did show, like, it's an episode for both kids and adults for sure. Like literally, if anybody says, oh, why are you watching Bluey as a kid's show? Show them this episode. Kids will see the episode for, like, they will see young kids going about, but for adults, they will see an episode of what happened in the past. Or for parents who grew up in the 80s, they will see their past in front of their eyes. They will see nostalgia. This is a nostalgic episode for parents like that. And even though I didn't grow up in the 80s, it still felt nostalgic, you know? It was a very fun episode, and I'm glad we got to see like the trio brothers younger. We got to see the parents, the brothers, Chili when she was younger, if that was her. Like, this was a treat of an episode, a great treat of an episode. I really enjoyed it. Hope you did as well, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment about what you think, and let me know, and yeah, subscribe if you didn't do so. Wow. But of course, I will catch you next time.